So we have with us today Hind from our Marina Del Rey office. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us how long you've been in the business?
Hi, my name is Hind Aineb. I'm originally from Morocco and I moved to the USA about 20 years ago.
20 years ago?
20 years ago. Yeah, I came for a 2 weeks vacation. 20 years later,
I've heard that story often.
Yes. So I'm still a tourist in California. So I work out of the Marina office and I sell everywhere in Los Angeles, and I actually sold in San Diego as well. But it just tends to be that most of my sales are in Culver City. I do also live in Culver City.
So you have a big heart and you give back a lot of your time and energy to the community. Can you share with what you do and what drives you to do with that?
Sure. So when I first came into the business 6 years ago, I realized that there is a huge amount of agents and teams that have budget to market themselves. So for me, as somebody who just started with a limited budget to market myself, I really got that my power is in social media. So I started using social media, and I also wanted it to be in alignment with who I stand, what I stand for. When I live a life of living, by purpose. So I combined both. I used real estate. I used the social media to promote my community service and my purpose.
So talk about the different social media platforms you use. Instagram, Facebook. Do you use TikTok?
I use TikTok. It terrifies my son, but I do use TikTok and I use Instagram. And actually I use Facebook, but I use mommy groups. And that has been powerful, and community groups.
So how do you get your followers, and do you have a large following?
I do. I'm very active in my community, and also I'm a parent. And my son plays soccer. So I have a whole community from soccer, from the schools, and I also do blood drives for Children's Hospital.
So talk about your blood drives, and you've been doing that for many years. I've donated a lot of blood over the years. Tell us about that, and what inspired you to take on this
cause,
task,
right?
Yeah. Cause.
So I think it was probably in 2018. We took a tour to the Children's Hospital as ReMax agents, and I really got that there is a shortage in the blood. There's 10% shortage in the blood donation, and I wanted to bring the blood drives to Culver City. So what that allowed me is now I could communicate with businesses to donate the space, and I get to promote it and promote myself and recruit people to donate.
What a great cause. It's been really a successful cause.
It's been very rewarding.
It's a great community outreach that you do. So thank you for donating that.
You're very welcome.
Talk a little bit about more, besides social media, what else do you do to stay in touch with your clients?
I actually really just social media for me. I'm speaking with another coach to take my business to another level now. We're adding, door knocking and sending postcards, but mainly my business came from networking through the community and just social media.
And your sphere of influence. Talk about coaching. You've been doing coaching for a while and you recently switched coaches.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I am a firm believer that really having, accountability and a coach makes the difference. So I started early on having a coaching. I was all about mindset. And in this year, going to a different level of performance, I really got that I need strategy and I need accountability on a different level. So now I'm in a different coaching program.
That's great. I believe in coaching too. So what are some of your things you're concentrating on this year that now that we're kind of getting out of the pandemic and we can do open houses, are you doing anything different this year? And do you have different goals this year than the past couple of years?
There is always different goals. You've got to set up higher goals in order for you to grow. So there is definitely different goals than last year. And I think for this year, I'm adding more of the open house, the social media, and also the door knocking, the meeting with the people, and also sending out cards that I've been very resistant to in the last few years. But I think I'm at this stage where, just putting myself out there more.
Hind, tell us about Culver City, the market you work, and why is it so special and dear to you?
Well, I do live actually in the area, and I was one of the parents that had moved to Culver City for the schools. I think the Culver City School District is #2 in diversity actually in the USA, and also it's one of the great schools in California. So we tend to attract a lot of families to move to the area, and just having that and having as a past experience, I have really an understanding to what it takes to come to Culver City, find a home. And as you know, it's very competitive. So, yeah.
What sort of folks live in Culver City?
Usually families, that's what it used to be about 2 years ago. It used to be families that coming in with little ones that are active in sports and school. But in the last couple of years, we've had also a lot of tech companies. Like Google came in, YouTube, Amazon. So we do have a different even actually age and a new buyer with the new needs.
Talk about the technology companies. Amazon bought MGM, Google bought YouTube. How has that affected the Culver City market, and what has it done to the real estate prices?
Well, it definitely increased the real estate prices because now we do have more demand than the supplies that we used to have. So for like the downtown area, there is the Amazon studios that came and rented out of Sony studios. So there's this whole new production companies moving in with their employees. They needed space in the offices.
Wow.
And those employees, nobody wants to commute in Los Angeles, so
right.
They wanted to live close by. And I actually have a cute story about that because a year ago, I got contacted by somebody on TikTok. And he said that I'm moving in, my company is moving to Culver City, and I saw your, videos. And then I was like, oh, I'm actually with TikTok. So that's how I found out that TikTok moved into Culver City as well.
That's great. So Hind, tell us why you selected ReMax as your brokerage, and why have you stayed with ReMax?
So at the beginning of my career, I was a new agent, had no experience in real estate, and I was looking for an office that will actually provide training for new agents. And a realtor that works actually for ReMax had recommended the office in the marina, and I came in and I was one of the mentoring program for the first year, I believe.
Through Amy
yes.
Teitelbaum.
Yes, and she has been amazing. I think you really made a difference for how fast actually my business took off. I think without having that coaching and training and accountability and really going outside and looking like you know what you're doing when you don't, and competing with agents that have been in the business for a long time. I really think without Amy, I don't think I probably would have been this far ahead in my business where I am today.
That's great. Congratulations on your success, and thank you for donating all your time and energy into this wonderful cause. And
thank you for always showing up and donating blood.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.